And hi, Mom. We can see the people on Facebook. We cannot see the people on YouTube yet. But we can see the people are waiting. So
and we can't see you at all unless you drop a comment.
The suspense is killing us.
So if you want us to make sure that that we know you're there,
Happy Wednesday.
Make sure that you give us a comment.
Hi, Tiki Paka.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Speaking of which.
Yay. Okay, good. We're live on YouTube too.
Excellent.
Woo! Couldn't believe how we sweat these things out.
Well, I think we'll get there eventually, but you know, it takes a minute. You're doing your job, and there we go. Well, anyway, here we have our fun episode, and here we have our featured product,
Rockey's Botanical Liqueur. Hi, Eric, and hi,
hello.
Alan and Elizabeth over there on YouTube. Good to see you.
Hello.
So, yes, we've heard great things. I actually wrote about this in my latest Bachelor Pad article.
Magazine.
I hadn't tried it yet, but I was asking various liquor professionals for their spring recommendations. And I had a recommendation for this from Lindy from Mid-Valley Wine and Spirits. So, and hello, Jack. Good to see you. So, oh, hi, Julie. Good to see you, too.
Good to see you, too, indeed.
So, yeah. So anyway, we had a recommendation for this. And we had a friend stay over the other night who was saying that he loved this stuff so much that, you know, it just was like his latest thing. So
I think he mentioned that he had been at a tasting of this stuff at a liquor store. And he was like, this is awesome. And he kept telling people, try this. They tried it and they'd buy a bottle. They try it and buy a bottle. I tell you, should have gotten a nickel for every one of those. Anyway, this is, by the way, not sponsored product.
No. We paid for this.
We paid for this one. So we make that clear because if it was, there'd be a big banner down there saying, by the way, this is sponsored product.
So the bottle says, the bottle of this miracle fluid, which we have yet to try, we'll be trying it shortly, says Rockey's Botanical Liqueur, crafted from a blend of natural fruits, green and black teas, enjoy over ice or mix with spirits of your choice. Made famous in Brooklyn, New York.
The famous Brooklyn, New York.
12% alcohol. So low alcohol. Apparently it's lovely to sip on its own.
Probably.
So we will
find out.
out.
Here.
Hi, Keith. Good to see you.
Notes that, yes, it's a blend of green and black teas, subtly sweet natural fruits, and refreshing citrus. This recipe is inspired by a 400-year-old technique called Clarified milk punch.
There's no milk in this.
I thought that this was a milk punch, but there is no milk used in the production of it, so it is more of an inspired by.
It's inspired by milk punch.
It has that type of color of a milk punch.
Yeah.
You can look into how to make that. You can look into the history.
But when you search on Rockey's milk punch, and it was presented to me by the woman from the liquor store as Rockey's milk punch. It's inspired by a milk punch. It's not a milk punch. So I just thought,
anyway.
Shall
we simply try?
Yes, we shall.
This not the milk
simply
punch.
Try.
Shall we?
So you got Aaron Burr. I got Alexander Hamilton this
You passed me Alan.
Hi, John. Good to see you. We're about to sample the Rockies and then mix with it.
Always sample before mix. You never know what you're getting into, right? Okay, so.
Cheers.
The nose is very...
Hi, Charlene. Good to see you.
Yeah, there's certain fruitiness and spiciness to it.
Oh, Keith, thank you.
Try that out.
Okay, so, yeah, it's... Hi, Errol.
Yeah.
Oh, Lisa's busy opening champagne. Mm-hmm. Well, that's a good endeavor. I highly encourage that.
We happen to have some bubbles in back of us in the form of cider, and I think we're going to try that with this product.
Okay, hold on. I have not tried it yet. I'm sniffing it, and the last time I sniffed something this fruity, I really hated it, so I'm a little scared right now. But here we go. All right, that's a lot better.
Yeah, a lot better than. It's very rounded.
I like that.
It tastes like a number of fruits without any one in particular going, bang, that's just a one-note thing. So there's a lot going on there.
Good to see you.
Interesting. Hello.
Yeah, it tastes good. It smells very fruity. And there's a liqueur on the market that was highly recommended. And so I picked it up, and I was just like... And this smelled a little like it.
I think I know the one you're talking about, and it is a little reminiscent.
But it doesn't taste like it, so yay.
Yeah. As I recall, that was kind of one note in a way that I thought, you went to all that trouble for that?
Yeah. Hi to Lisa whenever she's available. Yeah, Errol and Lisa over on YouTube.
So shall we mix with this fine product, eh? Okay, you have an idea.
All right, I do.
I bet you can get there quite easily.
We're just getting right down to business this evening, aren't we?
Just go.
So my first idea, for me, apparently you can mix it with anything. That's sort of how it's presented.
Need some ice in that, baby?
Mix it with anything. So I will. Let me just make sure I haven't missed anyone. Okay, I don't think we have.
No.
Okay, so I'm calling my first drink Tiger Rockey. I need more than that, please.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Thank you. And it's inspired by a combination that Charles Phoenix came up with of Mai Tai and margarita that he called the Tigerita. It's not a Mai Tai or a margarita, but it's inspired by that. So I'm calling it the Tiger Rockey. 1 ounce of tequila. That was a scant ounce.
You want to make it more of a level ounce? You don't want to be ripping yourself
He's
off
ripping
the
me
tequila.
off here.
Just
anyway.
saying.
1 ounce of tequila. And 1 ounce of dark Jamaican rum.
Pretty full still, which is a good idea.
Whew. No joke.
Got a much better price on that than we usually do.
All right, you can go back. I know everything.
You got everything? Very good.
Oh, we didn't bring over the lemon juice, did we?
You did not, did we? Well, then I guess I'll go back and
all right.
go backwards. Say hi to whoever.
1 ounce of dark Jamaican rum.
Hi, Ryan.
Hello, good to see you. Okay.
And this is already
I have a light pour this evening.
Yes. Thoughts on what booze would mix best with? We're trying that out right now, John.
Oh, hi, Lisa.
We got a few
Lisa
ideas.
is.
We're seeing what the actual bottle of the stuff says mixes with anything. So
yes.
We're like, let's see.
That's kind of how they're advertising it. It mixes great with everything. So I'm going to put it through its paces. So, okay. So far we've got 1 ounce of tequila and 1 ounce of dark Jamaican rum. I'm going to do a 1/2 ounce of the Rockies. And a 1/2 ounce of fresh lemon juice. You could do lime. Lemon's what we had.
Lemon is what we had. I frequently interchange those without any big problem with the taste of the final product. I know the juices taste different. A lot of tropicals call for both. I really question the whole rationale there, but heck.
5 dashes of almond bitters. I'm using Fee Brothers Toasted Almond Bitters.
These are fun if you want that flavor without necessarily throwing in an almond liqueur or just almond syrup, for instance.
5 dashes of orange bitters.
Sounds right.
Shake that with ice. And strain into a cocktail glass. Hi, Gettysburg man.
Hello. Oh, you're getting totally locked out on Facebook.
Oh no. What? That's weird.
Okay, weird. I can't really help that. Facebook's just being weird. Pain in the neck.
Who was being weird to me today? Oh, it was actually YouTube who was being weird to me today.
I bet you would let you strain into a cocktail glass.
Yes, I would.
That would make that taste 73%
we'll just strain
better.
this into a cocktail glass. Yes. Wow, I smell that Rockies.
Mm-hmm.
It's delicious.
Nose.
I love it.
Prominent nose.
It really smells strongly of fruit. Yay, extra. Thank you.
Bonus bit.
And I'm going to remember to use twist this time.
Yes.
Woohoo.
So many times I cut the twist, I leave it by the sink, and then I mix a drink, pour, and the twists are over there somewhere.
Oh, Lisa is saying I can see you. Okay, all right.
Good. Okay, so this is good because we don't necessarily have the same visibility as you because we're running the show.
Oh, the Tiger Rockey is good.
Tiger Rockey, let's say.
To recap. 1 ounce tequila, 1 ounce dark Jamaican rum, 1/2 ounce Rocky's Botanical Liqueur, 1/2 ounce fresh lemon juice, 5 dashes of orange bitters, 5 dashes of Fee Brothers toasted almond bitters. Shake with ice and strain into a cocktail glass.
And hi, Andy.
Oh, hi, Andy. Good to see you.
Strain into a cocktail. And great comment.
Joan says, I like mine with a twist.
If you remember that one, you've been watching commercials. So.
Oh, okay, good. Everyone's finding each other.
That's
Yay.
Good. Again,
love that.
If you're thinking to yourself, hey, there's comments here, there's comments there, I want to see all the comments, log into both. I mean, if you have multiple machines or even the same machine, we have 2 tabs.
If you have the energy for that.
Well, if you have the energy for that kind of thing, it's kind of crazy. If, again, as always, if you're on a smart TV, not so smart TVs. Smart for you if you want to see a big screen. The television itself is not allowing you to comment, so you'd have to go onto your tablet, your phone, etc., as simultaneously in order to be able to do so. Not a really big whoop. It's easy to do, and if you want to see us on your 85-inch, wow, okay. All right, so let's actually work with the little book that came with this, which is actually really just one folded over piece of paper. The Rockey says, try me, and there's a few things that you could do with Rockies, just to as an example. And they are listing what they say margarita. Well, this is listed as equal parts of tequila or mezcal and Rockies, and then 1/2 ounce of lime juice.
I can see it in a margarita, but not equal parts.
Yeah, it's sounding to me like they're kind of trying to work that angle, like where you go to a bar and you get something that's fluorescent green.
Here it says, I want my idiot box to remain an idiot box.
It will probably do so.
I'm sure it will.
A lot of bars where you get like a margarita that's awfully green, that's kind of equal parts sour mix and the tequila, and you're like, oh, this is great, goes down fast. We make them here, and the proportions are really more base, less of the sour, and people, wow, that's strong. I say, well, it's how it's intended.
It's a balanced cocktail.
It's the way it's supposed to be. That is a balanced sour. And you're also not supposed to suck them down very quickly. So, I'm going to grab my shaker, if I don't mind. I don't mind.
I don't know how it's possible we need tequila again.
Okay. How the hell is it possible? Yeah, good question. Do we have the pony in the shop came around?
Right.
Oh, there we go. I saw those and I missed them. There we go. So I'm going to go with 1.5 ounces as the Rockies formula calls, but I'm going to use a little less of the Rockies because I want to really kind of balance this out.
Rockies might want a word with you.
Yeah, Rocky Balboa wants a word with me. Yo, Adrian, this guy's screwing up my cocktails.
Different Rocky.
Different Rocky. I'm going to go with the Rockies itself. Yeah. I'm going to go with 1 ounce on the Rockies. That is the other side.
I would hate to drop the Rockies.
Damn Skippy. It's irreplaceable in the immediate. And I'm not entirely sure our local carries this stuff yet.
You know, we have one local store that I'm sure will have it. If they don't have it yet, they will have it any day now.
They did turn up the Carpano, which is a big change.
So we have one store that's just slightly behind.
But tier 2 for.
But we have a great store that's like 25 miles away, which is where we got that.
Yeah. 1/2 ounce of lime juice. And I'm going to check this before I wreck this and see where it goes.
Gettysburg, ma'am. I know. It's chilly today.
It is pretty chilly.
And windy. We bought new fence sections. Like, we need to replace part of our fence. So we bought the stuff, and then we immediately had to go out of town. So we haven't put it up yet. And the wind is so windy, it knocked it over.
Flowing over a section. Anyway, we went out there and made them flat. I'm going to throw in some ginger bitters because I think that'll work nicely with these.
Oh, okay.
Couple of dashes.
All right. Let's see.
I'm going to shake that up.
I'm going to add that up. Oh, wait, no, you added the lemon juice, right?
What is right there?
No, I know, but you added it, right?
No, that was actually in the original formula. It's 1/2 ounce of lime.
No, but you added it to your drink.
It is in there, yes.
Okay, that's what I meant.
I had no idea what the hell you were talking about. So here we go.
That's what the hell I was talking about.
That's the hell I was talking about. Okay. Shake with ice.
See what we think of this one now.
Could you back to that, please? I want to make sure that.
That's you.
Ginger bitters.
Oh, ginger bitters. Okay.
Just make sure that that's the one. Orange bitters
said ginger bitters.
Suitable too, but I'm trying the ginger.
Okay.
And I will also go for a glass that will make this 73% better.
I feel like next time we need to order glasses that will make drinks 100% better. But
that means you could pour a really terrible drink and suddenly, hey, it's good.
If you learn from your idiot box, does it count as artificial intelligence?
Ah!
Oh, yeah, windy there too? Oh my gosh. Ugh. Oh my gosh, you're at a baseball game in the wind. Yikes.
Oh, yowza.
You know, I don't love rain, but I would rather have the rain than just straight up wind.
Adding a twist. I think that's an excellent idea. Express some oil on the surface.
Especially because I don't know if it's just where we live or what, but like it gets windy on days like this, and it just sounds like a freight train roaring
A lot
through.
going on. That is definitely good. I haven't proved it. I think
that is good. That is really good. I think
this is a nicer balance. Mm-hmm. And here's the kicker. Mm-hmm. You know the last thing we're going to do here? Since we got this down slightly, we're going to add an umbrella. Oh. I think you need one too.
Oh, Andy says, sorry, I'm late to the party. What the hell is Rocky's? All right, we're going to share it again.
One more time. So here we have
Rocky's Botanical Liqueur
from Brooklyn. It is designed to emulate, but not be a milk punch, a classic milk punch. You can find some good formulas for that. Pretty complicated when you make it online.
Hi, Aaron.
This has a lot of those types of flavors. It's fruity and herbal, and a lot of green tea and black tea
Johnny.
In here. And it's got a nice rounded fruit flavor without being very one note or very specific to one kind of thing. Rocky's is claiming it mixes with anything, and we're starting to try such things. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, it probably does.
It came so highly recommended to us. Like everyone who's tried it is like, oh my God, you have to get this.
Gotta try the Rockies.
So now we have it, and so far so good.
So here we have
we enjoyed
margarita made with Rockies.
We enjoyed it straight up, and now we're enjoying it in drinks. And after this, we'll enjoy it in some more drinks.
You know, the Rocky Rita is very good because it's like this is working like a much better sour mix than you would get out of the usual plastic bottle. And it does involve actual lime juice, fresh lime juice. Well, we had lemon, but 6 of 1. But I think this works fine. Rocky's formula here for the Rocky Rita was actually saying equal parts of their product into tequila. If you like your margarita to be a little more dilute, that would be the way to go. I say I like mine to actually taste like the base spirit. So I went with more of.
Eric's rather conked out to spite him after his artificial intelligence comment.
Yeah, I tell you.
That's what happens.
Well, I'm trying to think. If you teach your television, actually, if your television teaches you, that would be artificial intelligence.
Oh, yeah. Getty's Ma'am says, "I don't mind the wind, just not the howling Canadian wind in 40-degree temp." I know. Oh, it was nice last weekend. Oh, your great nephew's birthday party. Oh, happy birthday!
3 years. I think we have a 3-year-old coming up next door, don't we?
Oh, Andy, thank you. Oh, thank you. Yay. With the glasses.
That's
I remember. Yeah, I remember when you got those at Asbury Park.
I recall. We moved a few glasses then because we still had them for sale. I think we're down to our last 2 and I can't find them. So if you're interested in a pair, give me a minute.
What a shock. Yeah. Can't find something in this house. I'm shocked.
But we really got low. I mean, they're way down from where we were. I think we started with half a gross or something. But
now we have quite a few.
Now we still have a substantial quantity on.
We have a few boxes anyway.
The Glendora wine glasses. So if you're interested in these guys.
You wine drinkers out there.
You wine drinkers out there. Or even, look, this bowl will hold a Mai Tai. Just fill up with ice, put it in there. So you're like, oh, I like my tropical, so this will hold it. It's got that interesting sort of square bowl, so it's a little different. And, of course, it's a full wrap with the whole, fancier wine. A lot of fun. Let us know, certainly, if we're going to see you.
Plug.
Yeah, I will throw a commercial plug out there for a product that we have. And I think I'll be using this guy, too. But I think I will actually give it a bit of a name.
Errol, I love Office Space. The scene with the, yeah.
Yeah. PC load letter. What the bleep does that mean?
I love Office Space.
It's a classic for a reason.
Yeah. So Rockies. Oh, Lisa. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was so much fun. Yeah. Meeting up with Amy.
That was just Sunday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. We were in Massachusetts.
Quite a bit has happened within a few days.
Yeah. Yeah. What day? Well, since we came back Monday. Yesterday felt like Monday, and today feels like Tuesday, and here we are, live. I'm hoping my week will re-rail.
when you get your bagel tomorrow in the morning, you'll say, "Oh, it's Thursday," and that will be the big indicator right there. I tell you, I mean, we may do breakfast the same way every day, the way that we do them, but really, it's only the weekend where things get substantially different. We do chaffles on Friday. That's a fun thing, and we've been using.
He does chaffles and waffles.
Waffles. Yeah. I think the chaffle itself is not sufficient, but I didn't want 2 chaffles because there was a lot of eggs. So I went with the actual waffles. And then I had some waffles left over too.
Windows 98 days with illegal operation errors.
Well, now we're talking about the classic 90s OSs. Like, Win 3.1 and that sort of thing. And the 3.5-inch floppy, that's a ubiquitous item. How many people still have like something in their drawer on a 3.5-inch floppy that says, free email, Juno. That will take you back.
Last will and testament.
On your 3.5-inch floppy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
That you can't open.
That you can't use
anymore. So.
I mean, and if you've got a reader, there's such a thing. I think we have an outboard.
Oh, Andy's asking what a chaffle is.
All right. So you take your waffle iron, you mix up an egg and shredded cheese, and you waffle that. And it will come out looking exactly like a waffle, but it's made out of egg.
It's really good.
Those who are on like carb-restricted diets kind of thing, there you go, cheese waffle. But really, it's more than a cheese waffle. It's just cheese and egg. All the rage. And I do them, and I just kind of fry them up until they're fairly crispy. And they have the same texture as a waffle, and it's just egg product. We've actually been cutting down on the egg product, but we're using substitutes that work just fine. So there you go.
Oh, John, we might try that on this broadcast, actually.
Beer cocktail.
John said Rocky's challenge, beer cocktail.
Could definitely come up with a base.
We could do that for the third round.
I would say a minor amount of a base liquor, maybe 3/4 of an ounce. Maybe about an equal amount of the Rockies, some citrus, top with beer on a twist. Yeah, there you go. That sounds good.
They're talking about dial-up and on YouTube, and I just had this. Here's where I interject that Paul and I both used to work at Juno. Remember Juno?
If I mentioned Juno, there's a reason for that, though.
Did anyone hear of Juno? Because we both worked there.
I remember somebody at one point talking about either those or the AOL discs. Because AOL used to send around their discs to everybody's brother, and he had so many of them that he was about to get one of those ring punch machines. Like, Get a bunch of jump rings and an awl and turn it into a suit made out of the 3.5-inch floppies. And I think really should have done that at the time. That's kind of brilliant. You
could turn it into like a suit of armor.
Yeah, it is fairly armored too. You couldn't stop a bullet with it, but you could stop something anyway.
3 rounds. Well, I'm not going to do 3 rounds of straight up cocktails.
No. Well, this was a full strength.
I need to be functioning.
That's
tomorrow,
the full strength.
But we could do maybe a beer.
I gotta get rolling. Beer cocktail's a good idea. I was certainly going to dial it down. I have found that one way to be successful on these broadcasts is to start out strong.
Lisa remembers Juno.
Start out strong and then dial it down. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Juno.
8-bit, DOS, 2400 baud. There you go.
I met many wonderful people when I worked at Juno.
Yeah.
And the people who called into Juno were horrible.
The customers. Hate to say it.
Yeah.
Hate to say it if you ever called in with a complaint.
I felt so badly for my poor friend who was the receptionist who had to answer all the calls who came in because people were just uniformly horrible who called. And then we all had to cover her when, like once a week, someone had to cover her when she went on lunch break. And I swear the days I covered her. I was at her desk for 1 hour and I was so enraged after that hour because people were so mean. And of course, take it out on the receptionist because surely she's in charge of this whole thing.
She'll lead you to the pot of gold right there.
Anyway, Juno, yay.
It was not a good place to work. It was actually it was my first corporate job, as a matter of fact. But I didn't spend that much time there. I've actually been in my current job 21 years now. Oh boy, there you go. And that has been more successful, shall we say.
Well, I feel like in regards to Juno, with regard to Juno.
With regard, I think.
With regard to Juno.
Yeah.
I believe it's the Freakonomics guys who talk about this, about how people have more contempt for something that's free than something they pay for.
Even if they paid a minimal amount.
Yeah, so you can charge someone a nickel for something and they will value it much more highly than something free.
That was free.
I think that was the case with Juno. I think people were like mean and angry and outraged when they called. And I think if they were paying like a nickel for it, probably they would treasure it more. I don't know. That's my 2 cents.
Interesting factor.
Oh, customer service in any capacity is worse. I am not wired for customer service.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with you there.
I don't take it well when people are mean to me.
Done my service in retail, and you're kind of always on customer service there because you're actually dealing with customers. And I would say the downside of that is you get some bumps. But that's like the same thing as if you're selling things on eBay in a personal capacity. You're going to find that like 1% of your customers are
Computer
like
Chronicles,
real
I don't know
crumbs.
that one.
99% are great people. And that's very important. Because otherwise, like, since it was a specialty store, the upside of it was most people at the store that I worked were there for very obscure items that nobody had. So if they said, do you have this? We said, yeah, it's right there. They were just so happy that you would cater to that sort of thing. And you're like, yeah, well, do you have anything else like this? Oh, yeah, there's a whole rack of CDs that look exactly like that type of music. And they would just say, wow, people would spend hours. No one else did this. Today, you press a button, you get all the music you want. And, it changes things.
Yep.
It definitely changes things up. And should all of that be free? Yeah, well, for a voracious music consumer like me, I kind of like the idea. But I think that somebody has to pay for it somewhere. Otherwise, who the hell's going to keep making it? So that much is very true. And there's also like this big movement these days for physical media. It is crazy. Records are selling more than ever. Not sure why. It's okay by me. We have a few records around here.
Oh, jeez. Carol says, my mom worked for a major telecom firm. She worked escalated cases, so the customer was already mad. Oh, it takes a special person to do that. It really does.
I kind of feel like I could do that. Because,
oh, my gosh. Eric says, get this. I recently watched a video. Some electronic artist released a new cylinder record. Hi, Jen. Good to see you.
There's a few examples of that. Some years back, They Might Be Giants on one of their albums did a song called I Can Hear You.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And it was recorded on an Edison cylinder at the Edison, memorial, labs there. So they used it in an original machine. They found a blank and they put it on. Ultimately, the blank is just like a cylinder of wax. You could make one. It's not a big deal. And there was also an artist, who was it?
Hi, DJ Southpaw.
Chris Butler. Chris Butler from The Waitresses and also from Tin Huey is a big fan of all these weirdo formats. And he's been collecting machines for years. And he recorded an album that every single song is some other format. So he's got something on a cylinder. He's got something on a cylinder transferred to 12 track, and they recorded a bunch of other stuff. There was one of those voiceograph type machines. There's a wire recorder. And I think, the song of the wire recorder really sticks in your craw.
Who was it who didn't? Was it They Might Be Giants who did an 8-track?
Several artists have actually done 8-track tape recordings. And your major limitation there, of course, is software.
Right.
What are you going to record on? Did you just score that big lot of tapes when Radio Shack was going out of the business of 8-tracks about 20 years ago? Then you're in good shape. But otherwise, you've got nothing to record on. You can even find open reel tape more easily than that. Cassette tape is making a big comeback for mixtapes.
Oh my gosh, Jen says 9 years at insurance customer service call center. I still have replayed Nightmare 16 years later. I bet you do. I just got through saying this might have been before you logged on. I can't do customer service.
No, it's
I can't. I cannot rough. Not give it back to the person. If someone's giving me grief, I cannot. I'm just wired to give it back.
People will actually deliver grief if they feel like they're being somehow taken advantage of, ripped off, etc. And if you are the technician who says, "Well, let's help you make things happen," the advent of being able to take over your machine, can you allow me to do that sort of thing, means that somebody can just go in and start making changes and go bang, bang, bang. There you go, make it happen. That's a big change to things at work. if I have a problem, the technician says, like, just press the button, he takes it over, installs the software, done. And I've actually had real pains in the neck, even within the past year, installing some very ordinary software. So I hear you all who have worked on either side of that divide.
I have to say, I've had a couple of customer service experiences on the phone recently that have been really great. I think that those companies have somehow gotten the message, because I just went into that call loaded for bear. Like, I was so upset, and the person talked me down. Yeah. And not like, I didn't go in mean, like, I won't do that, but I was just really like stressed, and they're like, I'm so sorry, you know, and they made it better. And like, it's a skill. It is really a skill. As long as you can make it better.
I think of the hours I've spent with certain customer service departments where nothing was happening. Yeah, but that's another thing.
There's a mini disc discussion happening on the YouTubes.
Let's see who's asking about or talking.
I know
mini disc thought mini disc would be bigger than it became. In the States, it's interesting how it didn't quite hit hard, and I think the issue there is that people were waiting for something else to happen.
Harry says, your call may be monitored or recorded for quality assurance. I mean it.
Seriously, guys.
These people, they took it seriously.
I think people in the States were waiting for recordable CD, which happened just a few years later.
Wow.
But if you go to the Far East, they were huge. Mini was absolutely huge.
25 years customer service for Bell, Verizon, and now Frontier. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
And now, well, you're crazy talented, so you are an artist.
You're already there.
You're not ready to be an artist. You already are an artist, but
you may be
that's 25 years. That is...
You may be
that's no joke.
You may be a customer service artist, and I got to say, obviously you are. You've been doing it for that long, but you're probably also saying to yourself, "Yeah, I can hang up that hat." Maybe you could like train people to do it and be a consultant. That's how you can make some real money, or just completely leave that behind. I understand that too.
Just looking at the comments. Sorry.
I got a mini machine because I was working with them in the theater. It was the most brilliant device at the time for sound effects. It just made things happen. The quality level was so much higher and much easier to use than cassette tape, which was not suitable for that. And editing was really, really easy. It was like the first digital editing device that people had before your machine.
Oh, you just gave me a great segue without knowing it, without realizing it.
Who knew?
So
anyway.
If you follow Ellen Waits, the film we're making, on either Instagram or Facebook, Meta, whatever it is these days, we're having a contest to name the store in the film.
In which she is patronizing.
Yes, the whole thing is set in this store. So we're having a contest to name the store. So if you'd like to enter... We will be announcing the winner next week. But if you would like to enter, please go to the Ellen Waits Facebook page or the Ellen Waits Instagram page. Or if you don't have either of those, you can email your suggestions to us and we will consider them.
You can certainly get in contact with us. Glad to hear them all. We've heard a bunch of ringers so far. We're waiting for more to see what in the world will really be the kicker.
Yeah, we have heard some good... Wow, that went down kind of quickly.
Mine went down rather quickly too, and it was a full-size cocktail, so I'm spacing it out for a second here.
I am sober as a judge right now.
It depends on how many...
I think it's because I had a big dinner.
Depends on which judges you've been in front of most recently.
No, I'm going to have another one, and then I probably won't be, but what happened? I wouldn't go driving, okay? Okay, I wouldn't go driving, but...
We can make that quite clear. On our broadcast,
you have to name it something ironic. It's a CD discount store, so...
It could be quite fun.
We've had some good suggestions. It just can't be anything that's either already the name of a store or trademarked. And it can't be anything lewd or vulgar because this is an all ages film.
Not designed to be suggestive. It's not that kind of show.
Correct.
So,
then the prize. Well, okay, I said prize. The prize is that you either get your picture or the picture of someone else, if you would like to gift it to someone else, on merchandise in the store. But we've had so many good suggestions. I think we're going to have to make some runner-up prizes too.
May well. There may be many things and
yeah.
many ways you can participate in this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Again, we also have some Ellen Waste merchandise just right up there on Redbubble, I believe.
I'll share the link.
Yeah. Where is the banner with all that?
I don't know.
We don't have a banner right now. We had a banner for some time that told you about how to support this and that we're doing. And it is currently not there. And it's unfortunate because some people are interested and there are easy ways to support us.
I'm just going to share the link to our store.
But there are many Redbubble products up there that you could actually...
Your purchases help us make the film.
And we get a percentage of that. Obviously, we're going to have to sell one hell of a lot of t-shirts. But there's more than t-shirts. There's a lot of stuff there.
The Glendora Comforter is up there.
The Glendora Comforter is up there. In case you're saying to yourself,
I'd like to sleep with
Glendora. She could be your companion.
Here's your opportunity.
It is admittedly not a cheaply made item, and it is not cheap. So I'm not saying go buy one, but you know.
CD's discounts.
If you're so inspired,
that's brilliant.
CD's.
CD's discounts. Oh, that's good.
We used to have a local furniture store named Wheaties, and they were a little weedy, as a matter of fact.
Oh my God, yeah, we had a furniture store named Wheaties, and they went out of business, but the sign still said Wheaties, and then they let their landscape grow up, so it was literally hidden in the weeds.
Yeah.
So if you're inclined to buy either Velveteen Lounge, Glendora, or Ellen Waite's merchandise,
there you go.
just share the link.
Number of things are available. If you're saying to yourself, hey, you didn't do a fill in the blank, we could certainly make that happen. We did a number of products that we thought would be most interesting.
There is a Glendora comforter, just if
you
do want to sleep with Glendora.
Literally. It's not the cheapest thing on the block. I'm not saying go do it now. But you know what? If you're interested,
it's the perfect decor for a certain type of person.
It's the perfect decor for a certain type of person. So there you have it.
You want people to walk into your bedroom and be like, who's that?
What? So.
On your bed. That's
kind of fun.
It's perfect for you.
Well, I could use something else too. And
I know. My drinky's gone.
Dialing down, and I'm going to go with, again, the tiny little book that comes with Rocky's. And Rocky's is telling you how to make an Aperol Spritz with...
All right, what are you making?
With their product. So I'm going to go with, they simply call it Spritz. Well, guess what?
Well,
this glass is brilliant for the purpose.
All right.
Aperol Spritz is easy, so we're going to do this. Fill with ice.
How about Rock and Roll Spritz?
Rock and Roll Spritz.
Rocky Roll.
Rocky Roll Spritz?
Rocky Roll Spritz.
I kind of like it. I'm going to go with their actual proportions.
Okay. But we don't have... Anyway, whatever.
We do have cider.
VLK Mart. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
VLK Mart! I didn't even think about that. This is brilliant.
Mart.
This is why we're talking to you, because I didn't think of this.
That is really funny.
So the Rockies, 2 ounces.
Did anyone try to purchase the weeds? Probably. Hello, Peter. Good to see you.
Yeah, you know, today somebody would be trying to purchase the weed, but they weren't selling that at the time.
That's a good name for it. Wheaties would be a good name for a store that sold weed.
Yeah, Wheaties.
So 2 ounces Rockies?
Yeah, quite a bit of Rockies.
Okay.
Yep. Looking for a ½ ounce of the Aperol. Okay.
Do you need the Aperol? Or did you already bring it?
I have the Aperol.
Oh, okay. Well,
as a matter of fact.
Go you.
I got this before because I cleaned off the bottle because it was a little sticky. These liqueurs in the Amari, I tell you, ½ ounce is about that much. Already looking good.
Eric says, I'm starting a rumor that says Glendora actually played Dementia, one of the wrestlers on Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. I love Glow.
Yeah. It's a fun one.
A purple light special. I love it, Jen. Oh, Errol, thank you. Errol loves the Glendora videos. Across the wrong side of the tracks. That was fun. That was fun to do.
Don't have any sparkling wine on hand, which is a shame. However, we do have some Citizen Cider. Happens to be the ginger infused.
And
it's really good. And it's quite dry. So I think this will work perfectly fine. Now I think a fill on that like that much is entirely appropriate. I'm going to put this way back there. And I'm going to grab me a stir stick. Give this just a little stir to combine. There you go. And tell me what you think.
Let's see.
So this is Rocky Spritz. The Rock and Roll.
good. I like it.
Yeah. That's well done.
Oh, Aaron!
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Aaron says we got our Ellen Waite shirts
Excellent.
yesterday. I hope they're working for you.
We had seen several sales, and I wasn't sure who was purchasing. I'm glad that you got yours.
Peter's
and,
having
pretty happy.
Chianti and buffalo chicken salad.
Oh,
Glendora Waterproof.
What kind of things waterproof?
Yummy.
Well, you know, your
right.
basic dry red wine, and away you go. Wow.
So I have another cocktail idea.
Yes, you do. Shall you?
Grab my... Which one of those has a measuring plate?
Moment, please.
Would you mind?
Don't mind at all.
Thank you.
Not you.
That'll work. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Okay.
That has.
All right.
Yes.
Yay! I'm so grateful to all of you who are helping out and have helped out. You make our lives easier.
Well, you put a little product out there. We decided not to crowdfund as it is typically done. Instead, we got product up there. This means that we need to move a lot more product. But we've got some interesting items. And if you'd like to help, hey, you get a product out of it. That's great.
Crowdfunding is no joke. I always thought before this experience that we're currently having that you just went on Kickstarter or Indiegogo and started a page. Oh, no.
Oh, there's a whole thing.
No. It's a full-time job. And a lot of people hire crowdfunding consultants. I'm like, well, that's not going to happen. So,
you know, if you've got enough of a budget, I think you probably don't need to do crowdfund. But if you have enough of a budget for that, then yeah, you could hire a crowdfunding consultant.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Anyway. That's like a fifth job for us. You know.
Okay, so I'm making something I'm calling the Rockey Rum Sour.
Rum.
So it's sort of like a daiquiri, but a daiquiri calls for light rum, and we're using amber. So anyway, the Rockey Rum Sour
happens to be the Rum Barber Court 4-year. Nice product.
Hi, Jamie.
Oh.
Good to see you. Okay, so the Rockey Rum Sour has 2 ounces of amber rum.
Mm-hmm.
Looking around. Where's the Rockies? Right there.
Right there. Your
Half
fingertips
ounce of the Rockies Botanical
Liqueur.
Half ounce fresh lemon juice. Thank you. I'm keeping this one pretty simple.
Yeah. Rum Sour is not too much. Something kind of sweet, something kind of sour.
Fresh lemon juice.
Put it together.
And 3 dashes of orange bitters. I love that he's just like right on top of this.
Ting.
Here, let me assess.
Reading the instructions for you, so I can just put them right in front of you. And you have ice in there?
No, I do not.
Ah. I can be on top of that too.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to shake it with ice, strain it into a cocktail glass, and we're going to remember to use a twist.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I'll put a twist in here. You get a lot of twists. Does not hurt the spritz at all. There we go. Okay. Ding, 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 ding. Bum, bum. So.
Wow. Eric says, not a day goes by without hearing squealing tires nearby. I feel like it used to be more like that around here. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you have a spray or?
Sure.
Oh, thank
Absolutely
you.
Have a spray.
I have a little sticky.
Give you some spritz.
Oh, but I can tell Paul at the same time. I tell all of you. I watched a cop hide himself right next to the pool store, where you pull in for the pool supply store.
Mm-hmm.
So next time you're driving by the pool supply store,
bear this in mind.
Yeah, apparently that's some new place to hide.
Well, people can pick up some serious velocity getting right up to that corner, so I understand why somebody might be doing that. I've also thought for a long time that this town doesn't seem to give away enough speeding tickets. And I see plenty of speeders.
Oh, I think he wanted to. He was hiding himself.
Trying it out.
All right, so I like mine with a twist, as John said
Twist is
earlier.
an excellent idea. added one to my spritz here.
Saturday Night Live quote.
The instructions here that say spritz says decorate with fresh fruits in the season. I'm not sure anything is in season right now for fresh fruits. Right where we are.
It's interesting.
Let's try that out. So here's a daiquiri.
It's more balanced than I expected it to be.
That's very balanced.
Yeah.
I'm getting the base liquor without it being harsh.
Yep.
And I'm getting the sour in there. It's a fairly dry cocktail. It's very nice. You know, I'm not saying that this is the impression you would get out of a genuinely dry cocktail like a martini or a Manhattan, which is all liquor.
It's good. I like it.
But it's not like, wow, that's sweet. That's actually balanced.
And I'm not getting like hit with the fruity liqueur, which I thought, since there are so few ingredients, I thought it would be Rockey's forward, but it's
balanced out.
Rockey's is a team player.
It's a team player. It's a good thing. So,
Rockey's wasn't dredged from Lake Erie. No, it was made famous in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
The bottle says, yes, made famous in Brooklyn, New York. For those of you just joining us, I'm going to read the Rockey's bottle to you again. Rockey's Botanical Liqueur.
Hard to say that a few times.
Crafted from a blend of natural fruits, green and black teas. Enjoy over ice or mix with spirits of your choice. Made famous in Brooklyn, New York. 12% alcohol, so it's a light, refreshing beverage if you are looking to have something low alcohol.
It's really like a liqueur that's just an infusion. Many things have been infused in there. Reminds me a certain amount.
Hi, Opera. Good to see you.
Hey! That last comment there, enjoy over ice, that reminds me of something of... Yes.
I'm sorry, I got to reply to Aaron, but you finish your thought.
I'm trying to think of my thought. Barrow's Intense Ginger Liqueur. The instructions on that say, you can do this, that, and the other thing, or just enjoy over ice. Now, that's a very specific ginger hit. It's like the only thing it has in common with the Rockies is that it is also an infusion. I think it's a little higher in the alcohol content, but it is heavy on the ginger. And actually just having a few fingers over ice is a great idea. It's a really, really nice flavor. I like that a lot.
Aaron is asking, it's not a silly question at all. It's a fantastic question. I'm so glad you asked. Will you be submitting your movie to independent film festivals? Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
Do you know how we'll be able to watch? Yes, I do. I'm sure those details will happen as the project moves along. Okay, so yes, we will definitely be submitting it to film festivals. And I think the contract that we will have with SAG, Screen Actors Guild, I think, is that it can only be on free streaming platforms. So I don't expect to put it on YouTube, at least not until the first year is over and we've submitted it to all the festivals we could submit it to, because you don't want to submit it to YouTube before it's been in festivals or whatever. But after that,
there's a protocol.
Yeah, we will. But in the meantime, there are all kinds of streamers that I never heard of that are free that we could probably submit our film to and might take it. So I heard about one recently, and I don't remember what it's called, but it's all about women-led content, and the cast is all women in this. So, and apparently they take everything. So, I'll submit it to them, and it'll be free.
You said something about streamers, but I think you were saying festivals. We're meaning festivals.
No, both. No, festivals and streamers are two different things. Like Netflix is a streamer, but you have to pay for Netflix.
You're talking about streaming services.
You can only submit it to streaming services that are free, like Pluto or whatever. Something that people can get without paying. Yeah. And things like YouTube and stuff. Vimeo. But apparently, I don't know, something weird's going on with Vimeo. I heard that they're trying to turn into like a music library or something. I don't know. But anyway, Yes, it will be available for free on platforms yet to be determined. And we will be submitting it to festivals.
So those details will be forthcoming. We are certainly going to be, the major thrust for doing this project period is to submit to festivals. So yes, we will definitely be doing so. And if it's a festival that you might be able to witness, we'll be glad to let you all know exactly where this is going to be. So, to begin with.
Oh, Errol says, I'm glad you both give amounts and record everything. Lisa will scrunch make an outstanding chili. Ask her to please make that again. She does. I do that when I'm cooking, Errol. Yeah. I do like, oh, that was delicious. I don't know what I did. I can't do it again. So, yeah.
There is a thought.
Thank you, Abra.
Yes, well, please. Aww. Yes, and thank you, Erin. That's an excellent question.
Yeah,
we've been talking about this, and we don't necessarily think about things like all the venues and the conduits, and you're right. How's this going to be seen? Good question.
Yes, it will be out there for free.
We had a question a while back when a few years ago we made a record, of course. Also available, still have copies if you don't have your copy of the record. And a viewer asked, is it going to be up there on Spotify? And, well, if we did that, we wouldn't sell any records. So, no, it was not.
I think when we sell all the records, we'll put it up.
Yeah, we'll put it up on one of these things, I would just put
Probably
it on
not pressing it again.
I'd put it up on our site, and you can just go to our site and stream it. Boom,
exactly.
Done.
Hi, Elizabeth. Hey. Good to see you.
Okay, well, take your time. Glad to see you. Fantastic. Nice little cocktail you got there in your signature line. So.
Peter says this evening calls for a cocktail in honor of
Rockey. Oh.
Well, I know who could do that.
I seem to recall that the band was fond of sometimes simply consuming Listerine, which I'm not about to mix with.
What?
It's pretty high in alcohol content. I also think
but
it's fairly undrinkable
Listerine.
Because of what's in it. So, I tell you, that's desperation. There's also there was a product in the market at the time called Hadacol, which was a cold remedy. That was pretty high in alcohol content. How did it cure your cold? It didn't, but you felt great. We did this whole thing a week ago about the remedies, and I think our remedies are better than Hadacol. And I think they were pretty happy with that stuff. Or was it? No, there was a cough syrup. They used to use a cough syrup, but I read the book, High Mind, and they talked about the particular cough syrup, which was probably also pretty high in alcohol content.
Aaron, I would love to get into South by Southwest. That's like a
South by
top tier festival. Mm-hmm. I dare not hope that our film will make it into South by Southwest, but if it did, I'd be on a plane going to that.
Well, I have no problem whatsoever submitting to these
oh my gosh
festivals, provided that. Whoa, that theater! Oh,
Oak Cliff Film Festival. It was at the theater that Lee Harvey Oswald was caught and arrested. Oh my God!
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I know. Well, I'll submit it, but I'm crazy enough to try these things. But everyone's like, oh. That's South by. That's a top tier festival.
Yeah, it's well established.
Whatever.
A lot is happening.
We'll try it.
But
I've never been to Austin.
Anything's worth trying.
Yet. Oh, Eric saw 2 good films on Vimeo.
Oh, Suzanne Gianni.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I've been digging into her catalog recently because her name just kept coming up. I'm like, all right, what's the deal with Suzanne? And she's pretty fun. There's actually a really great pair of things that you can grab off of YouTube that were recorded in 1975, I think, which was her live on air. It's about 30 minutes worth of music total. And they're pretty cool. She's also the one who decided that she wanted to do a surround sound album. But she wanted to do it in one of the 70s systems. And the album was available for like $300 because you also got a decoder as part of the package. I'm like,
oh, Abra, I'm dying to get to Austin. Yeah, we've never been. And so many cool people and things in Austin. So
many cool things happening in all these cities. We have some favorite little cities around the States. I think we've been to Pittsburgh several times, and that remains a lot of fun. A lot going on. And really, not that long ago, a lot of people were just writing off Pittsburgh. I think, that was premature. Have not been to Detroit yet, and a lot is happening in Detroit.
Oh, yeah. No, there is a lot happening in Detroit.
I've been to Cleveland a few times within the past, say,
super fun.
10 years. Really great town.
Yep.
Another town that people were writing off. Another town that was kind of a joke, and I think, really? Because it's really cool town.
Oh, Aaron said, and they have a new really cool tiki bar called Tiki Tatsuya. I've heard of that. Yes, I've heard of that.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Decoder. Don't forget to drink your Ovaltine. we have the decoder pin.
We have the decoder pin
that we bought at the Christmas Story house in Cleveland.
Yeah,
we have the
decoder
pin.
Like this and that.
I suddenly really have to sneeze.
Take care of yourself. I'll entertain the troops. Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. A crummy commercial?
A crummy commercial. That happened to his mother when she was a kid. That whole Ovaltine.
She was a listener of Little Orphan Annie, apparently.
Hi, BP.
And she said she got the damn decoder thing in the mail. And she
oh
tried
my gosh, you just got back from Tiki Tatsuya. I love it. Okay,
and it was always a commercial for Ovaltine, you know.
And hello,
consume more product, kid.
Keg. Good to see you.
Hey, kid, consume more product. So
she's back to using the bukla. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, for those of you who are unfamiliar, the bukla was designed by Don Bukla, whereas the Moog, that's the correct pronunciation, was designed by Bob Moog. Also by John. You want to drop the name? We can have the co-producer of that. I actually remember, I didn't study with him, but he was a Hofstra professor at the time. And Hofstra did, and probably still does, have like a Model 1 Moog, all the modulars.
All right, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Yep. We're waiting.
Oh, Colonel Keg. Oh, that's so funny. Mm-hmm. He said, son of a bitch. YouTube, held your comment for review.
Jeez, I just said it live on the air.
Crummy commercial? Yes, exactly. It's so funny. I love that. I love that. It's hysterical.
Herb Deutsch, thank you.
Herb Deutsch. Oh, okay. All right.
The co-designer, inventor of the Moog synthesizer was Herb Deutsch. Great guy.
And he was a professor at Hofstra?
He was a professor at Hofstra. Never studied with him, but I remember him actually dropping into our electronic music class, and he was a great speaker, great trumpet player, I believe. And they had the modular Moog. It was all patch chords, you know. You put all your sounds together and made things happen. I believe this is basically the same model that gave Walter, now Wendy Carlos, a nervous breakdown in 1968 trying to play this on tour. It was crazy.
I gotta make another interjection for Christmas Story. Errol says, I love the crosses on the guys that met their fate from Old Blue. The crosses on their eyes. Yeah, I love that.
Old Blue.
So funny.
Fantastic. But I remember hearing something years ago that the big divide with synthesis in the 60s was East Coast, Moog, West Coast, Bukla. And the big difference was the East Coast is all these machines with black face and silver knobs and everything. It was very technical.
East Coast versus West Coast.
And the West Coast was all these flashing colored lights. Now, I've seen a Bukla. It's not quite that much of a difference. And the fact is they work in a very similar way.
Oh, still around.
Yeah.
Saw him on YouTube at Dave Lolama's retirement concert.
Wow. Well, that's great to hear. Good power to her, man. He's a great guy.
Oh, my gosh.
Visionary guy. Really had an idea. And, literally within a few years of that, they were selling these things at the Monterey Pop Festival, and people started buying them and using them. There were some very prominent early uses of them, and fun stuff happened. It's got that fat analog synthesis sound. There's a whole documentary about Moog, which you can catch up on probably Netflix. Now that will give your audio system a workout.
It always comes back to geeky electronic talk, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've kind of finished this. I feel like another.
Well, do you want another one like that? Because I was going to say we can start diving into the beer drinks.
I had one idea.
All right.
I'm trying to think if... What else I might do?
We got to get to Austin.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
Electronic music talk.
And if we got to Austin, well, if we got to Texas, maybe we could get to Oklahoma and meet some of our Oklahoma friends.
Our friends from Oklahoma. Hey, it's not far. If you're driving down 40 anyway, you got to stop. You drive
Lisa
right
says,
towards
I heard the B-52s are doing their last tour.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Well, if they are, go see them because, boy, I've seen them twice. Have we seen them together? I don't think we have.
No, but I've been to Kate Pearson's house.
Yeah. I was there with you. So.
I know.
But I did manage to see the bees twice and, awesome. Awesome both times. They were just fantastic.
Oh, Aaron's loving the electronic music talk. All right, we're crossing platforms. I love it.
Who else am I thinking of? How about Morton Subotnick? That's a fun guy.
What?
He was doing that very early on, working with Moe's and such things. How about BB and Louis Barron?
Doug says,
RC
I thought we weren't allowed to get into talk audio gear here.
Of course you are. It always comes up.
Where did you hear that?
That's a strange way to put it.
Oh, okay.
One more.
Aaron says, go up I-35. See my brother in Austin. Meet in Dallas and Oklahoma. Okay. All right.
Woo-hoo.
All right. We got to make this happen. Oh, the B-52s are on Jimmy Kimmel tonight. Oh, thank you, Julie. I didn't know that.
Oh, wow.
All right. According to Julie, B-52s are on Jimmy Kimmel tonight, so you can thank Julie.
Check out Kimmel.
When you watch them.
That'd be fantastic. Love to see. We've been seeing a lot of their videos.
BP says Zanzibar and the Roosevelt are also great cocktail places in Austin. Okay, we got to do this. All right.
I'm going to try something a little different. Could you retrieve for me the Campari?
Yes. You got to catch up.
So, the keyboard. Yeah, because the original interface, I don't know if he was thinking necessarily of, thank you,
welcome,
of a, say,
Hi, Fred.
88 key keyboard. It probably was a 44 key keyboard, as a matter of fact, at the time. But might have been thinking about one of the things that was used was a ribbon controller. That's a very specific thing.
All right, I gotta interject. Fred says, I'm arriving late. You're talking electronic music. Remember Art of Noise? I remember Art of Noise. I do. Aaron says, but one condition. Do this all on a wine bus tour with Glendora. Okay, well, our friend Amy is going to be organizing a Glendora bus tour here in the Northeast. Maybe we could get Amy to organize a Glendora bus tour in your area, too.
It's just a different bus company. Same concept.
Amy's going to be busy.
She's a busy woman.
Errol, we're talking about you. Of course we'll look you up.
Talking about you, Errol.
Yes.
Just saying.
You're the people we would look up.
Okay. Any Rockies?
Okay, hold on. All right.
Hope I remember.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I got to catch up but with the comments, but I also have to catch up on what you're doing. Okay. What are you doing?
I don't remember.
No, you got to remember.
No, you got to remember.
You go back and remember what you did.
I basically made a Campari Spritz.
Okay, so tell me what you did.
Half-ounce Campari. I should stir this.
Okay.
I liked the Aperol Spritz
Half-ounce
so much.
Campari.
I decided to try the Big Sister liquor.
What else did you do?
Half-ounce lemon.
Okay. Anything else?
Ounce of Rockies.
Well, I'm going to put that at the top. Hold on.
Yeah, well, it's the Rocky roll.
1 ounce Rockies Botanical Liqueur.
Got a kind of a long
Here's
name.
me still typing on my second cocktail. Okay, what else?
Combine in glass of rice and top with bubbles. I happen to use the dry cider. You could certainly, as heck, use the bubbly of your choice, cava, prosecco, etc. Champagne? You got actual champagne? Sure.
I'm saying cider because that's what we've tried.
Yeah.
All right, you've tried. I'm about to try it. Okay. All right, try it.
Please.
Ooh, I like this even better than the last one, honestly.
Yeah. Because this doesn't actually have, it's less of a liqueur style item like the Aperol. Aperol is really designed to just lighten up the Campari drinks. But we like the Campari drinks too, so I said, let's try that out. I love an Aperol Spritz.
I'm calling
two at the most.
I'm calling it the Bitter Spritz.
Bitter Spritz.
Bitter Spritz. Okay.
Well, that's good.
All right, hold on.
And again, it's a fairly light drink. Like your base on this.
Oh my gosh, Hugo 8-Track. Hello. Good to see you. I need a drink. Who doesn't midweek? Oh. Okay, Fred says, Eric, I am an Art of Noise fanboy. Okay, you're both on different platforms.
There we go.
But, all right. Oh. Eric says, I'm going to be somber for just a moment, only because I learned that Klaus Schultz passed away yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I hadn't heard that.
I saw that name come up within that context, and I thought, oh, yeah. Another giant of the genre. Speaking of electronic music.
Oh, my gosh. Oh. Okay, hold on. Oh, wait. I'm falling behind. On... Hello, John. Oh, Fred says, I try to get on the Glendora bus tour. All right, well, we're going to make sure that happens.
We will make sure that happens.
Oh, my gosh.
We'll let you know.
Oh, my God. Okay, all right. Yeah, Aaron, we're going to make this happen in your area, too. Hi, Marty. Marty says, Art of Noise and Peter Gunn with Dwayne Eddy.
I think that actually hit the charts. I could be wrong.
John says, I distinctly remember Herb and the audio recording teacher trying to patch the Moog through the SPX processor in between classes one day. Oh my God.
That's just a lot of cables back and forth.
Okay.
But no big whoop.
Aaron had an Aperol Spritz for the first time this past Thanksgiving break in Vegas and loved it. I love an Aperol Spritz.
Two at the most.
No. John says I should have taken more advantage of Hofstra's electronic music studio. Don't we always think of those things too late?
So should I have, and I took the course. Oh. Probably.
Oh, Peter says if we're talking about electronic music, we must mention the Silver Apples. Okay.
There's a group that was not taking advantage of synthesizers. They had a whole bag of oscillators. It was basically like an extremely crude version of a Moog with a whole bunch of ICO equipment. You can see a picture on the inside of the first album.
I at least know what ICO is because he bought ICOs.
Yeah, we have some ICO in the cellar, as a matter of fact. That was a great company back in the day. But they would make you a kit of an oscillator, and there's a whole picture of them, and there's their drummer, and there is their synthesis guy there who has his controller.
Their synthesis guy.
And he's got about 40 of these oscillators in back, and they're all being controlled by the keyboard. And they make these funny, peculiar noises, and it's all very rhythmic. It sounds a lot like what we know as post-punk music, like the stuff that's just right there around 1980 or so, like a little sterile sounding, a little cold sounding, but also very rhythmic. Oh. It's interesting. They're kind of very influential in their day.
Oh, okay. And Max Headroom. All right. All right. Good night, Gettysburg Mail.
Night.
Thank
so
you
glad
for
you could be
joining
with
us. Aw.
Yeah, Art of Noise, I remember that specifically. And we are seeing Max Headroom with some frequency because we watch these twice monthly broadcasts with DJ Jimmy.
On Twitch.
From Nashville, I believe he hails from.
Yep.
And he does a ton of music videos, but he always starts out with Max Headroom. Usually the same clips. But I remember some of that back in the day. Yep. They were kind of fun. There was that whole show that they did. I remember that. That didn't last too long. But
oh, wait. Why do I know that name? Oh, wait.
You know Lou.
Hold on. Fred says Thomas Dolby was doing electronic music when many folks didn't know what an Apple IIe was. I love Thomas Dolby.
He was a lot of fun. I remember somebody talking about seeing him at a lecture where he was talking about synthesis, and he talked at length and intelligently. And I think he's probably a little underrated with that because people remember Hyperactive, and that's all they know. It's like, yeah, well, there's more to that going on.
Oh, why do I know Three Rock Gods?
I played Three Rock Gods.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. You never saw me, but that was long before.
Like, why do I know that
time.
band? Oh, I was in it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was in that.
All right, that's why I know 3 rock.
Oh, I played with those guys.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, we opened up for the Stones. Blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah, that's Errol. I make typos all the time. I get it.
Oh yeah. Auto mistaken.
Laurie Anderson's Pig Science has turned 40 years old. Oh no, that's hard to believe actually.
Well, I could believe it because I believe it's 42 years old, isn't it?
Mm.
Am I not mistaken? Yeah. Oh, Superman video is like 42 this year. Wow.
I'm gonna go grab a beer.
That was
to do the beer.
To proceed to do the beer thing, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I remember actually seeing that video at the time. I was, oh geez, I was probably old, like 12 years old. And I'm looking at this saying, what the hell is this? Didn't make any sense at all to me at the time. Yeah, well, people hadn't actually cued me to any of that kind of stuff. All this was going on. And my mother used to take us to Manhattan every year for Christmas shows and such. So you think I would have been more hip to that, but nobody was playing that. The best that I could say is that I heard the Cars on the radio. So, I got some new wave. But like the far out stuff, no. I remember seeing a video show, or it wasn't a video show. It was just like some show that showed music videos well before MTV. And there was Oh Superman, and there was Lucky Number by Lana Lovitch. I was like, who are these weirdos? It took me a few years to clue in. It took a lot of people a few years to clue in. So I don't feel so bad. But, both those artists, I think, are brilliant. So there we go. Obviously enough, I've appreciated over the years.
All right. I hope this isn't a mistake.
Well,
not making the drink. No, not that. But, oh, Aaron says I need to look up Lou De Niro. Why do I know Lou De Niro?
We know Lou. You've seen Lou in person.
Oh, okay. That's why I know Lou De Niro.
He's a guy,
right.
guy I know from college.
Right.
He's a really interesting cat. Let's just say that. So
I love Hyperactive.
Yeah.
Oh, Aaron's a French horn player. I think I did know that actually. I think I have seen you say that.
I did know that.
I know. I think I did know that. But yeah. All right. Okay. Rockies.
Yes. So.
I'm using the Saranac Juicy Ale, which I might later wish I'd used something a little drier. But what the heck?
I don't recall the Juicy Ale being particularly sweet, though.
Okay.
And it's coming at 4.8, so it's a pretty regular strength on the beer. So
well, I think I'll just do one of these little
nice glass you got
glasses.
There. Got those from my cousins for Christmas. They're a lot of fun. They got a map of Manhattan on them.
I'm going to do an ounce of the Rockies. Thank you. And then I'm going to fill it with the Saranac Juicy Ale.
And fill it with. So just little Rockies and some beer.
Yeah.
Beer cocktails, John. Here we go. Don't forget the twist.
All right. I won't.
Well, we were talking about all these like forward-looking artists. I remember also seeing some indie movie. I have no idea. Maybe somebody knows what the hell this is. Somebody goes into a video arcade, starts playing a video game, and the soundtrack is Warm Leatherette. First time I ever heard that.
I feel like I saw that.
What the hell was that? I saw this very young, and this didn't make any sense at all. Years later, I'm like, what's the song? Okay, I figured it out. I actually found it and bought it. I'm like, this is just brilliant. This is just brilliant, Oh,
no. Oh, no.
And, of course, Warm Leatherette is completely based on the song the novel Crash, which is this like crazy novel about crashing cars. So. All
right. I got to make space.
Make room. All
right.
We're no longer talking about Soylent Green, but we're kind of still talking about Soylent Green.
Were we talking about Soylent Green tonight?
In a prior broadcast.
I mean, I talk about Soylent Green as often as I possibly can because I love Soylent Green. But anyway.
The poster is currently the picture on one of our laptops.
I love that movie.
I
would say we should do a Soylent Green happy hour, but we've done
it.
So.
Maybe we need to repeat it.
So, this was 1 ounce Rockies.
Botanical Liqueur.
Rockeys.
EYS, in case you're looking.
Botanical Liqueur.
And you can find them at RockiesLiqueur.com.
Chilled Saranac Juicy Ale.
And if you misspelled that, I'm sure you'd get there anyway, because the internet will take you there.
You can keep talking.
Yep. Old-fashioned glass. Super. Just checking this sort of thing.
I got this covered.
I totally got this, too. But, yeah. You can check out the Rockey site. They'll tell you a little bit about their history. Give you a bunch of recipes. Good to see. Okay. And, like, tell you what's going on inside the liqueur. There's some fruity things. There's some, like, green and black tea. Green tea or black tea, that's a great base for drinks. We do use that with some frequency.
Eric says, for the past week, I've been on a square pusher kick. I don't know square pusher.
Nope, not a clue.
Maybe Times Square.
Times Square in terms of... Oh, the movie. No. This was some short. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
All right.
I know what you're talking about. That would have been entirely appropriate. The song was absolutely contemporary with that, but that wasn't what I was thinking of. I've never seen Times Square, so I couldn't tell you for sure, but from what I can tell, that would not be what that was about. And I'm thinking to myself, it's going to be one of those things I suddenly discover completely by accident, and I'll say, that's it, you know? It's one of those things that you suddenly say, that thing that I saw when I was like 10 years old that I could never figure out, and then suddenly it clicks.
Oh, that drives me nuts, actually.
You see that one piece.
Nuts.
I tell you, I've been looking for a film since I was about 5 years old. That was about like some kids doing some space travel thing, and I can't figure this out.
Oh, well, talk about it here, because I'm probably one of these people who will know what you're talking about.
I just remember seeing a commercial for some movie.
Hi, Miko9. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Glad to see you here. Yay. She's a show with Nina Hagen. Oh, okay, wait.
Well, thank you, Miko. Absolutely, as well.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, they were friends. And I remember there was something I remember about... No, I don't remember enough details about that, but they're fairly similar artists, actually, so it's not too surprising that they do that. They also have like very similar voices, and they will also venture into such things. I think we have some Nina Hagen on a 10-inch record from 1980.
Big 10-inch record.
Big 10-inch record, doing a great version of White Punks on Dope. But
I'm just saying, big 10-inch record of the band that played the blues.
Oh yeah, but that was back when the major labels, I think particularly Columbia, was doing sort of like new wave stuff on 10-inch albums, just as a sort of a sales gimmick. They sold a bunch of them.
Paul, laptop is a strange term. My laptop resides on my desk, and my desktop computer always resided under my desk. That's true, actually. I'm thinking about that. Like, yeah, the times when you had the tower under the desk.
The tower had to be under the desk because it wouldn't fit on top.
Weird.
Yeah. But these terms are very strange. Unless you're commuting and you're on a train or a bus or a plane, and you've got that thing like right there on your lap. And the simple fact is that probably would overheat, you know, so you probably shouldn't do that.
Oh, I'm so glad everyone's talking amongst themselves. It makes me so happy. I love it.
Well, fantastic.
Yay.
I happen to be a woodwind player, so I don't have any patience for brass. No, I do. I work with a lot of brass players.
God.
The instrument I play actually is primarily made from brass, so, there you go.
I feel like the instrument you primarily play these days is made from...
Plastic.
Plastic.
Yeah. Suddenly I'm a keyboard player again. But we're doing a lot of it again. And having some fun with that. Haven't really played piano like that ever. I learned how to play piano by reading notes and just making pretty sounds come out of the instrument. Never thought too much about it. Nobody told me about chord changes. Nobody told me about harmony and structure. And lately it's more like just listening to music and figuring it out and having a really good time with that.
Miko9 says, what else do you remember about that movie trailer, Paul?
All right, so all I can remember is when I was somewhere around 5 years old, there was some movie where a couple of kids like found some sort of magic box which would grant them wishes. And they were like, this happened, that happened, blah, blah, blah. And at one point, like, they put them on a spaceship and they were traveling to the moon. That's pretty vague. I've told that to people, and they're like, I thought that was this movie, and it was some movie from the 80s. I'm like, no, totally wrong. It could not possibly be. But I've looked into, like, books about science fiction movies and things like that. There's no way. I don't even know what the hell I was watching. Maybe it wasn't really a trailer for a movie. It just felt like it was.
I have one like that, too.
Mm-hmm. What do you got?
It was, This was not when I was a small child. This was more of like teenage years, but it was something that was on TV. And it was on like a Saturday or Sunday midday. And this was before we had cables, so probably some independent station. And it was in Spanish. Mm. And there was this weird kind of robot that kind of looked like a Roomba. I don't know how else to say it. I think they were probably trying to rip off R2-D2, but it looked kind of like a Roomba. And I've always wondered what that was because it was so funny to me and I had no idea what they were saying. But so if you know of probably 70s or early 80s film in Spanish that had a
Roomba like robot.
Roomba like robot. I may know.
That's slightly vague too, but I think we got more to go on with what you're talking.
John hopped over to YouTube.
Hello.
All right. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. I love this. Okay.
That's what it's all about, folks.
JB says, flashback to ABC After School Special, maybe. Hi, Michael.
Well, not in my case. That came a little later.
Oh, Michael's saying, was it CBS Children's Film Festival?
Well, I don't think so. I think it kind of...
Well, that's a good question, though.
I think it predated those things. And the fact is that it's a good inspiration because it might well have been something very television-based, less than cinema-based. I had this impression at the time that it was a trailer for a movie because I kind of knew what those were. But what do I know? I was very young. At the same time, I seem to recall this was within the same period of watching Apollo moon launches. That'll date me. And I could only possibly have seen the last two of those. So this is like within a year or so of that, I suspect. I felt like I was very young and it was just this thing. And it was all into that space stuff, watch the launch and then watch the touchdown. It was all kinds of cool things. I don't recall seeing a video of people walking around on the moon and you think that would have been good. And possibly it's because it was happening fairly late at night. At the time.
Yeah.
Now today, of course, there's a whole company called Spacecraft Films, which has all the footage from NASA. And you can see there are these DVDs which will give you like an entire launch sequence in hours worth of traveling and things. And there's fascinating things about how they actually took pictures from the moon. And there was the color camera that went up with Apollo 12, as a matter of fact. Apollo 11 didn't have a color camera. So it was pretty complicated how they made that work, but they tried. Then, of course, there's Apollo 13, the movie, which was a lot of which was filmed in weightless conditions. And that's pretty fascinating, too. Carol
says, I took some Spanish. I remember, mi gusto beber cerveza, translated. I like to drink beer.
I like to drink beer.
I love it.
You've got to know how to order a beer in every language. How do you order one in Vietnamese?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you knew that.
No, I know how to say I have no money in Vietnamese.
Which is?
Voi con ca tiền.
Just in case somebody decides to ask you, like, fess up. No, sorry, I don't have any money.
When I was in high school, junior, senior year, Jennifer, if you're watching, you'll know. They had these sort of they would have people come in and speak about different careers. And my friend and I always went because it got us out of class. So we had no interest in the career whatsoever. But there was someone who was there talking about linguistics, and he taught us how to say, I have no money in Vietnamese.
No money.
Tôi không có tiền.
I could have sworn that your father had taught you that. But
No, that was...
He would have taught you how to order a beer.
Oh. Aaron says, I'm so excited to see what the James Webb Telescope discovers.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
When we start talking deep space.
Yeah. I love that.
I remember
blows my mind.
Seeing something about astronomy where some folks were saying, take a look at a section of the sky that looks fairly dark and then just blow it up and zoom in and zoom in and zoom in. And then suddenly you see galaxies. And this is in a very remote corner of the universe. And you realize this is extremely far away.
Yeah.
And the light you're seeing, of course, is probably from things that burned out a long time ago.
That just blows my mind.
Incredible.
That just blows my mind.
It's just incredible.
I love that.
This is the way that you can look into the past, because what you're seeing started out a long time ago. So you're looking at a time machine.
Eric says, my girlfriend introduced me to the miniseries Children of the Stones that once aired on the early days of Nickelodeon. I love the early days of these channels when they had all this unusual stuff.
Very, very creative things.
Yeah. Also, I'm still trying to process the deep field photos. Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. Yeah.
There you go. No, there's just like there's weird stuff. There's weird stuff out there.
I know.
Hey, look, the whole concept of black holes is pretty weird. Whole series have been created about such things.
Says, all I can say is un momento, por favor.
Yeah. Or zwei Bier bitte. Danke. Yeah. Dos cervezas, por favor. Yes, I can say that in two languages.
Dos cervezas, por favor, I got.
Yeah, you definitely have that.
Also, el baño is the restroom.
Yeah.
Donde está el baño?
Things you need to know after you've had dos cervezas.
Exactly.
Yeah, or tres cervezas, cuatro cervezas, todas las cervezas. You know, all these things.
Todas las cervezas.
I can't order a beer in Polish. Seems to me I should be able to do that.
Well, if you're going to Poland, I would recommend buying up.
That kind of thing. But the simple fact is that I can toast you in several languages because we have all these coasters around here. And that's a good thing to be able to do.
Oh. I enjoy languages. I just don't know how to speak them.
We didn't learn to speak them at an early enough age.
No.
When you are, 2 or so, you can learn anything in the world and you can learn it simultaneously. But when you're trying to learn this in high school, forget it. It's gone.
Oh, Fred, I didn't know that. Thank you. NASA puts a lot of what they do on Instagram.
Oh,
Fred says. Oh,
hello.
Check that out. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Daj me pivo. Oh, that does sound like Polish, as a matter of fact. Pivo being Polish for beer. Big fun.
John says, I only saw the Milky Way once. Too much light in suburban New York.
Oh, yeah.
Once in a while, we can see a lot of stars here. Oh, when we were at the Redneck Bar recently.
Yeah, that was a little far out.
Yeah, yep.
Not that far from the house, but we saw a lot of stars.
Yep.
So it's a good place to be. And of course, you were here when there was a blackout locally, and suddenly you saw a lot of stars up here in Orange County.
Interpreter, not entrepreneur. That makes more sense, Errol.
Got it.
That does make more sense.
Yeah, I'm thinking of...
Drinking can't be educational. Damn straight.
Well, here we are, actually, showing you a few things.
Skol, slancha, votre santé.
There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Nazdrovi. Nazdrovnia.
Kolimaluna.
Yeah, Kolimaluna. And something I always forget how to say it in English. Cheers.
Salud.
It's like, why do I forget that? But there you go.
Salud.
Votre santé is one of the languages in my background. And
I was in a play one time.
I remember what else we've got.
That had a line. One of the characters said, "Votre santé." That's French for bottoms up.
Bottoms up. Oh, and Kampai. I do remember that too. Our friend from the Japanese beer. Yep.
Oh, Paul turned off his autocorrect.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I thought you did.
I would like to, but I can't. I'm prevented from turning off autocorrect, so I have to deal with autocorrect, which is a pain in my tuchus. Speaking of other languages. But, yeah. What I usually say, ein Prosit, and you usually say...
L'chaim.
Yes. So I think that's a very
And I say it because of Pink Panther.
The Pink Panther. I think that's what she says in it. And I think she's saying that to the theme of Melios Tessera. So... But if we start talking about like faraway space nut stuff with telescopes, there's weird stuff out there.
Michael, Slancha.
Ah, thank you, Michael. Of course.
Diet mi pivo. What does that mean?
I think that means 2 beers, please.
Oh. Did you hear that? Talking about squealing tires.
There's a lot of noise going on.
A pain in your us.
I haven't taken you anywhere, actually.
Took us. I remember one time being in I believe it was a Word and Excel class for actors. Like, you're going to need a day job, so here's how you do Word and Excel. And I just remember one of the people in the class said something that was like Yiddish. And the instructor was like, oh, Yiddish. Well, when you move to New York, you honorarily speak Yiddish. So. That's
about true.
Oh, dos cervezas de viejo, por favor. Yeah, 2 old man bears. Yes. Yes. Perfect. Yes.
Within our time, we've actually done not only many old man bear challenges, but also the old man, the viejo hombre challenge. Yeah, we did do a south of the border with all of the Mexican lagers, which taste remarkably similar.
Yes, John. Yes. I recommend learning Spanish in New York. It's fun too, just like the subway posters and stuff that are in Spanish. I like trying to figure out, I like trying to translate them in my brain.
You could not hurt to learn several languages living in New York City.
Exactly.
In and around. Because I just heard a quote today. I think it came from John Lennon talking about sometimes you're walking around New York and you're just hearing the United Nations of languages. And I think, yeah. I've worked for a company for 21 years now where it is unusual if I don't hear accented English every day. And I think, I love accented English. I just love the way the vowels bend. A lot of it is Caribbean. There's a whole East Indies mafia going on there with the finance department. All these people just came up from there and they're like, oh yeah, we're just running your books these days.
I just remember when we worked at Juno, getting back to our earlier discussion of Juno, our manager had married a guy who was Italian. So she had picked up some Italian and she was in an elevator at work with some workers who were working on the building and they were sort of like denigrating her in Italian. So she just turned around and like tore them down in Italian. And
it was a brief.
In New York especially, but like really any continental city, you can't assume people don't speak your language. You really can't.
People pick up on things.
Yeah, no. That's not a safe assumption.
People will use what they need.
Oh, wait, hold on. All right. We're getting bombed on YouTube by
somebody's about to be blocked.
Weirdo porno bot. All right.
Ready? 3, 4, 3, 2. Bye.
And if you're on YouTube, I hope you're watching this because it's hilarious.
Because it's highly entertaining when people decide to spunk us. Get up. Boom.
Remove.
One at a time, folks. Watch them fall. Watch them fall. It's always entertaining when somebody decides to call you with your own telephone number.
This is hilarious. Okay.
Yep.
We hadn't been targeted by
such things in a while.
Lately.
Why are we suddenly hot stuff? Is our audience that huge?
I don't want to see sweaty boys and girls. Eric, I allowed your comment. Why don't we get rid of the rest of these? Remove.
Oh, yeah. You can't just do a global delete, can you?
Let's see. I don't know.
Highly entertaining.
Wait, can I block? Oh, hide user on this channel. Okay, hidden. All right, hold on.
Gotta kill the rest of these.
I'm going to remove this anyway.
Gotta kill the rest of these. If you look back on this conversation, you'll see a bunch of blocked content that we blocked because it is...
Oh, it cracks me up. Honestly, it it doesn't bother me. You guys got trolled on YouTube. I feel better when we get trolled on YouTube because when we don't get trolled on YouTube, I'm like, because
nobody's
we only
paying attention.
have like 20 people watching. Yeah. But when we get trolled on YouTube, I think like we're reaching far and wide. Yep. So anyway. Well, Michael says, can I make a drink suggestion?
Please.
Of course you can.
Please, of course you can.
That is always okay here.
I just actually said the term nobody's paying attention, but the simple fact is, hold on. Please, hold on. Okay, the simple fact is, you are all paying attention, and you are a lot more important than that jackass who just bombed us up on YouTube. So there we go. Just wanted to make that very clear. Please proceed.
Harris says, I have been a sweaty boy. It was That's what I mean. You guys had a little side biz going on. Hugo, we're not that good at business people.
Oh, brother. And Eric, we can't really say that on this channel, but maybe in a private message.
Oh, it's hilarious. I've been a sweaty boy. Yes, Michael, please make a drink.
Whip it on us. Whip it on us. We're just talking about a few things. I'm still enjoying what do we call this? The Bitter Spritz?
Hold on, let me get back to it. Yep. That's the Bitter Spritz.
Bitter Spritz, yes.
Bitter Spritz.
It's really an Aperol Spritz, but with Campari, which is the big sister of Aperol, and much more bitter, though still sweet. It's still like an Amaro, which has a particularly sweet content to it, and that's important to know. I don't find it a very drinkable product straight up, but nobody drinks it that way. You mix it with things. So
I too was sweaty.
It was
falling. You're totally trollable. Thanks, Hugo. I feel like I need to have that on a sweatshirt. Like I am totally trollable.
I am totally trollable. Why aren't you trolling me? I'm totally trollable, dude.
Okay, Michael's saying mix the Rockies with Campari Aperol in a large wine glass and top with sparkling wine. Yes. Okay. So we don't have sparkling wine here, but yes, that is the idea. That's why he was doing the cider.
Yeah. That's basically what I have here.
But if we had any,
absolutely, positively,
love the idea.
You could positively do that with the bubbles.
Yeah.
You got Cava, you got Prosecco,
yep.
You got Moscato, whatever you got.
Yep.
You got actual champagne. You got Blanc de Blanc. Sure. That worked just fine. I would have actually reached for the Blanc de Blanc if we'd had it. And we happen to have the dry cider, and I thought that will do perfectly
Eric
fine.
Says, I don't know, Paul. People will talk. Keep the sweaty balls to Christmas.
Well, every Christmas time we play an album where the singers sing "Hang Your Balls on the Christmas Tree."
Eric, Michael, what you're suggesting is going to be my drink Friday night when we have bubbles. We always have bubbles on Friday night, and we mix the first round or so. We mix them with other things, and what you're suggesting is going to be my Friday night drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is an Aperol Spritz variation.
Yes.
With the Rockies. Rockies itself, on their little leaflet there, points out how to do it, and it's good. It's good. And the fact is, their combination, that really just gives you an Aperol Spritz impression right there, which is very nice.
Yeah.
But the Rockies is extraordinarily mixable. We've been talking about that factor all evening. You could do virtually anything with that. I don't know what I've got that wouldn't work.
It was not oversold. No. It does mix with everything.
It's really designed to be...
I'm enjoying it a lot.
There's an herbal liqueur with some spice notes. And it works
very
well for that. Yep.
People on YouTube are suggesting the sweaty ball.
Okay, folks, I don't really want to police you, but, when we start getting into the, risque content, we're going to get canned over here on the YouTube.
No, we just might have to create the sweaty ball.
We might have to create the sweaty ball. Actually, if any of you start talking about something like specific language, you're going to get canned. But we can retrieve you from jail because we have the power to do that.
I'm thinking about what's in the sweaty ball.
Oh, I don't even want to know. No, what would be the sweaty ball?
It's a Rocky similar to Saint Germain. I think it's in the same wheelhouse.
Kind of in the wheelhouse. Germain is very floral.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's made from.
And this one's
flowers.
fruitier. This one's more fruity than floral, but it's definitely in the same wheelhouse.
There are similarities in terms of composition, but not in terms of flavor profile. So that's what I would say about that. Like you wouldn't use them, you wouldn't sub one for the other, but you might start thinking about how to use them in a similar way. Yeah, the sweaty. I feel like something saline needs to go in there, and that's getting into a pretty strange place.
I feel like, I'm also thinking something with some fat content.
Well, if you're thinking, you may have a way to go.
Well, I'm thinking, but I'm not necessarily coming up.
I'm kind of thinking if you threw an olive in it, that would satisfy both of those qualities.
That would be gross, though.
That would be the second time that we toss something down the drain on this show. So
I'm not feeling an olive with the Rockies.
No.
But I love the sweaty ball. Maybe that'll be next week's challenge. So next Wednesday, the sweaty ball.
Let's see, the sweaty ball. Now the sweaty ball could also be something sweet, like a sort of like a rum ball. That kind of thing.
I never hang mine on a tree. It's like No.
Well, there was, of course, that
you said that was for safety reasons. Oh.
I'm trying to remember the group that did the song "Detachable Penis," and that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking right now.
He said the P word. We're gonna go to social media.
Now we're definitely canned.
We're gonna go to a social media channel.
Who was that anyway? King Missile. King Missile did that. No. Saw them live. They didn't do that song at the time.
Hi, Eric.
That song came later.
I would love to get to Hukilau.
Oh yeah.
We need a large infusion of cash to make that happen. But if we had a large infusion of cash, I would be all about getting to Hukilau.
A lot would happen.
Because it looks amazing.
A lot would happen. I haven't been to the Hukilau in a long time. But it'd be great. Great to hit Florida around that time of year. So
if I get an infusion of cash, I'll be at Hukilau.
We try. Working towards that large infusion of cash. That's one of many things that we do here, folks.
Definitely. Oh, Fred says King Missile.
King Missile. Thank you, Fred.
Okay, all right.
Totally preempted me. I remembered it later. And I saw them live opening up for Bong Water. Jeez, I think we're going to get canned for saying that, too. But
well, if you didn't
they were kind of fun.
If you didn't get canned before, you're probably not getting canned.
It was a big shimmy disc tour, and Bong Water was great. They were just fantastic.
Bong Water. Yeah. Bong Water, Bong Water. I'm just going to say it a few times.
Bong Water, Bong Water, Bong Water.
See if I get canned for Bong Water.
Well, now that it's decriminalized in this state, you can't get canned for that, now can you?
Not in New York.
Not in New York. Mm-hmm.
Or New Jersey.
Or New Jersey. Or Massachusetts. How about Connecticut? Anytime soon, anyway.
My purse ain't that big. Oh, Lisa. Oh, no.
This brings us back to AC.
It's the technical name for the organ, and last I checked, we're adults, aren't we? Well, Eric, I agree with you. I agree with you.
We happen to agree with you, but we don't run this thing, so we don't run this channel anyway.
Guess we won't mention No Means No song.
Well, that's slightly obscene. But,
go ahead.
But it is right there in with these things. Well, he was talking about a song called Big Richard, and that's...
No, I know.
That's a fun one.
I know.
Yeah. But you can find that yourself. I don't need to tell you about No Means No. Go check them out. Canadian group. John and I saw them live. They were great.
I haven't been requesting No Means No.
Where? In which context?
On Twitch.
Excellent idea. Ooh, I bet they got some fun videos.
The Twitch DJs put out the tip jar. You're like, oh, make requests, and then tip me when I play your song.
Sometimes they'll play it, sometimes they don't. There was that Scottish DJ.
Oh, John's talking about Tired of Waiting. I love Tired of Waiting.
But actually, there's nothing objectionable in that kind of thing.
Tired of Waiting. Oh. Adults, Eric. Maybe not all of the time. Now, I was thinking about...
What were you thinking?
What was I thinking? I'm thinking about requesting... Oh, No Means No.
Mm-hmm. Try that out. Try that out. They're fun.
Yeah, on Twitch.
When we see these DJs.
Some of these DJs, they're great. They play great stuff, but...
Goes in the machine.
That?
Mm-hmm.
Did Did you hear that?
I heard that. Like I said,
it is so windy here
goes
that
in the machine.
our front door is closed, and
the interior door
is still moving around because it is so windy here.
Woo!
I know.
We're back to Leonard Nimoy and strange extraterrestrial beings.
It's because
Stonehenge.
It's because the windows aren't airtight, but it's still not okay.
Also not okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
I just keep making a variation of the last thing that I had. But yeah, No Means No, they're great.
No Means No.
A lot of fun guys.
Yeah, I'm going to request.
I don't know if they tour anymore. I think they're finally done with that,
yeah.
But they did for like 40 years. So there's a lot of stuff out there. I would recommend anything live that you can find from them. They
okay. John says joke. I was talking about the song Paul mentioned. Okay, all right.
Okay.
I do like Tired of Waiting though.
Yeah.
It's a good song.
It's a very true song.
Oh, wait, hold on. All right.
Wait a minute.
I'll go back. Okay, Eric says. Wait, Errol thinks I threw him under the bus now. Oh no.
Nope.
I'll go back to the song. We're the world, and we're still children. We're the ones that have a brighter day when alcohol is. You just improved that song. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you actually seriously did.
Adulting is somewhat overrated, Elizabeth says. It's a toss-up between having cocktails and unlimited pre-K naps. Eric says it's a choice we're making. We're drinking for our lives. Oh my God, it's true. It gets us through the day. And then oh no. You improved that song.
In 10 seconds.
That's a delightful collaboration right there.
By the way, this is about my 4th round. And this stuff is fairly light and it's not hitting me. So I got to say, if you want to have a session drink.
Oh, John says, No Means No, we're all in their 50s, but they kick butt.
Oh, they did. Oh, they hit it so hard. I recall that the drummer was actually facing sideways, too. He was like facing the band, not the audience. And he was just like, what a hammerhead.
Wait, what?
Wow. Yeah.
But if you're facing the audience, are you also facing the band?
No. If we're facing the audience, we're all facing this way, not each other. Know what I mean?
No, because I feel like normally when I see a band on stage, the drummer's behind them, and the drummer's facing the audience and the band.
The drummer was level with the guitar players. So he was just right there up front.
Oh.
That was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know the meaning of that, but that was that. We also saw Fishbone where the drummer was actually facing backwards because there was no space.
No Means No. Unless it's... Oh, jeez.
So...
When we saw Fishbone, wow.
That was chaotic.
It was great.
It was a fairly tight club.
So good.
Woodstock. Not the first venue you would think of for a band that hits that hard. Their opening act was a lot of fun. They were all about like, we love Fishbone. And the Bone comes on and they just opened up with Hide Behind My Glasses, which is, I remember from way back. Great song. But they just go from there. Pure chaos. They had 2 guys employed for no other reason than to keep the keyboard upright.
Yep.
It just kept falling.
Which was so much fun to watch.
It kept getting tossed. It's unbelievable amount of energy and loud. They are. You really need to wear earplugs with those guys. You know, I've always noticed that too.
Oh my gosh, that was such a good show.
Not the loudest thing I've ever heard, but you definitely want to have some plugs.
Hi, Devin.
Hey, Dev.
Good to see you. Better late than never.
Yeah, and working on the garden is a good idea. It's that time of year.
It is. Except here, where it's like crazy windy. But
maybe
tomorrow's another day, so maybe it won't be. The punkish bands I never saw back in the day that I got to see in my 30s. No Means No, DRI, Circle Jerks, Cramps. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. Of course, you never actually saw Husker Du. Just pointing that out.
Eric says, there are 10 types of people that know binary. Those that do, and those that don't.
Which is basically the 1.0 people who know binary. Yes, absolutely true.
Wait, okay, hold on. Fred says, I saw a band called Artemis Pile Driver, and the drummer was sideways. He left out, wait, oh, he keeps moving. He looked out from the kit after each song to yell, "Yeah!" at the crowd. No.
I like a band called Pie Driver that's got an active drummer.
Hilarious.
Absolutely.
Oh, Sean says, I have a great fishbone story, but it's too long for a comment section. Well, we have to get together.
Well, we'll just have to congregate and go from there. I've got a grill.
Oh, Devin says we have buds growing on our berry bushes, which means we might have raspberries this year. Oh, I love that. Husker Du broke up just before I got into them, John says.
Just after.
No.
Yeah, too bad.
Isn't that always the way?
Such things. Well, the simple fact is I only get to see them once, and then before I knew it, it's like they were gone. But, you know, at least it's on that once, folks. It's a good show. One of the opening acts was Soul Asylum. They put on a good show.
Okay, all right.
And the very opening act was somebody really, really boring who I forget because they were boring. So I can't tell you about them. But Soul Asylum was really cool. So definitely like those guys. Can't even get that in my mouth. Also a Minneapolis band. So there you go. Well, it's about that time.
Yeah, I got a few more minutes in
okay.
me.
Well, let's just keep yakking
a few more minutes in me.
Let's just keep yakking then.
I'm trying to think of who I've seen.
You're taking advantage of the snack carousel behind us.
Thinking of opening bands that have made an impression. There haven't been many. Oh, except the Untouchables.
Oh, who'd they open for?
I forget. But the Untouchables must have been local to us because the Untouchables also played one of my high school dances.
Yeah, they were local.
So they can't have been too far away. And then I saw them at a school dance. And then I saw them opening for someone. I've seen them a few times, but that was a memorable opening band. Oh, Hoodoo Gurus, anyone? I remember Hoodoo Gurus. Yeah. Okay, John says Soul Asylum, their song, cartoon. All right. Oh, first says the very first Boss Tones hometown throwdown I ever saw had Fishbone open. I didn't know they'd be there, but they were awesome. That was such a good show. Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Velvetones didn't open a band. Velvetones are an opening band. Oh.
Velvetones are an opening and
Velvetones are an opening band for sure. Oh.
Untouchables are awesome. They're a lot of fun. Another ska group from Los Angeles. Hoodoo Gurus, I believe, were the backing band for Warren Zevon when he did a version of Raspberry Beret. If you don't know that,
oh my gosh.
Look it up.
Yeah.
That's well done. Very well done.
Barry says, check out Professor of Rock and the story of Mr. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. I will check that out.
Fair enough. I'm thinking about who else from that era. Well, Fishbone shows, among my favorites, saw them several times back in the day, but among my favorites was a show that was a big 3-pack, Thelonious Monster opening up for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, opening up for Fishbone. Good grief, what a show.
Wow.
And there were hilarious stories about Thelonious Monster on that show. And frankly, the Peppers were a little off their game. Their energy kept going. But the Bone, oh, geez, they just went all night. That was their bag.
I just remember, okay, this is what I was thinking about. Back when the Bangles were the Bangs. Yes, yes. Just thinking about hearing stories of when Ween was opening for people. They would have like their boombox and people would throw things at them and stuff. That's how I think about the Velvet opening for some of these bands. It's like people just throw things at us.
I remember the very first time I saw Fishbone. The opening band was a couple of guys in a boombox. Are you ready for this? So it's 2 geeks come out and they start playing songs, and their backup is just literally this big portable player with a cassette in it.
Can I guess?
Not yet.
Okay.
So they start playing, and they're just doing all these songs, and the crowd just wants to kill them. They're ready to actually bring out the axe on these guys because they do not care. And they're playing all these curious, funky little songs and these silly little songs and things like that. And it's just 2 guys. And like they played with so much heart that I thought, okay, fine, they definitely got something going on. And I did not know who the hell they were, but very shortly thereafter I did. Can you guess?
It might be Giants.
Bingo. So they almost got assassinated that night, but hey, they stuck with it. And
you gotta find your audience.
They had an album out, and they were going, and then they were just rocking. And you see them like live, they just kill it.
I'm gonna check out the story of Mr. Mister. They do that. What was I thinking? I had another story too. I can't remember what it was.
Shoot. But bands?
Lost to the Ages.
Opening groups?
Opening groups.
Opening groups. Who did you see open up for the Rolling Stones? You actually saw the Stones, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, I've never seen the Stones. How about that?
It was in Los Angeles. And I wanted to say Fishbone, but I think it might have been someone else. But anyway, there were two opening bands. This was pre-September 1990, because that's when I moved to New York.
Yep.
So this was the Rolling Stones tour, and the opening band was Guns N' Roses, but they had an opening band
act
before Guns N' Roses, which was great. Whoever it was rocked. But then Guns N' Roses came out and they played everything except Sweet Child.
So you were so hacked off.
Which is like, I'm not even into Guns N' Roses. I wasn't then and I'm not now. But it made me so mad they didn't play Sweet Child. Really? You're not playing your big hit? And
big melody song.
My boyfriend and I, not Paul, this was before I ever knew Paul, were in a huge fight that night and we never fought. So the fact that we're in a fight was just crazy, but that's how I think of that evening. Guns N' Roses didn't play Sweet Child of Mine, and my boyfriend and I were in a fight.
Have you ever seen an opening act that was better than the headliners?
Oh, Eric says, you know what's funny about that? It almost sounds like the beginnings of Cabaret Voltaire. I love Cabaret Voltaire. Okay.
Yeah, they played with the pre-recorded tapes.
Best opening acts back in the day. Prima's opening for In Living Color and Cinderella opening for Bon Jovi. Okay, all right. I can see that.
I remember In Living Color.
And Bob Dylan for the Grateful Dead. Oh, my gosh.
That's a peculiar opening act.
Wait. Okay. Michael says, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the band getting their car repoed and removing the Untouchables? That makes perfect sense. L.A., right era. I'm gonna go watch that tonight. We have Repo Man. I'm gonna go watch that tonight.
It's the grandmother who he's trying to repo the car
from.
from.
Devin says in 2017 or 18, I saw the Birthday Massacre at the Hawthorne Theater, and they were amazing. Oh, I love it.
Okay. You definitely get to that.
Every opening act for Poison is better than Poison. Fred.
I gotta love that.
I'd love that you went there. I love that
someone's got to do it. Speaking of the Grateful Dead, I remember hearing that circa 1969, one of the opening acts was the Velvet Underground, but they would switch off. So like Velvets would open up for the Dead, Dead would open up for the Velvets.
Hi, Dan. Dan says, I saw Van Halen open for Black Sabbath.
Damn. Well, that's before Black Sabbath opened for Van Halen. Dang.
That's kind of amazing.
I think Van Halen supported Kiss on a tour around 1977. Like, really, before they even had a record contract. So that's how they introduced themselves to the whole thing.
To this day, I love the Untouchables.
And, of course, Mr. Edward Van Halen borrows quite a bit in terms of, like, the tapping technique.
Borrowed. R.I.P.
Yep. Quite a bit. I just say, like, in general, because the music lives on, but borrows quite a bit from Mr. Frehley, who you can hear use that technique quite a bit on Kiss Alive 2. So there you go.
Opening bands.
I remember we actually know people who saw Led Zeppelin live.
I never got a chance. I am old.
But...
aren't we all?
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
One is. That is life. That's the thing.
Except I saw an article today, an interview today in the Hollywood Reporter with Michelle Pfeiffer. who is 63 and looks amazing.
Looking pretty good, huh?
So I guess age is a number.
Age is a relative sort of thing.
Yeah. Now, Michelle Pfeiffer has resources that not all of us have, but still, I'm like, we can all aspire. With enough money, you can look amazing like Michelle Pfeiffer. Wait, hold on. Elizabeth says, okay, so some of us may have seen Poison opening for Rat. That's our first major concert. What? Oh, Colonel Keg, thank you. It means a lot. Oh,
You know, when
they get sloppy.
When I was a teenager, I got seriously into the Yardbirds, and there was no way that I was getting anywhere near those guys. Except, of course, Mr. Page
Wait, hold on.
actually decided to form a new group, and I did see them live.
Oh, wait.
So,
hold on. Oh, wait. Okay, John says, I saw Living Color open up for King Crimson. I fell asleep during the headliner. Oh, no.
When you saw King Crimson.
And Michael said, let's not forget the early Red Hot Chili Pepper. I love Red Hot Chili Peppers. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And Devin says, also, one time I went to Lilith Fair, and Sarah McLachlan was like the most depressing act at the end of the night. It was really weird.
I think that's kind of her stock and trade.
Oh,
Just saying.
and she still cracks whip in her front yard. Oh, no. Oh, genre, but check out this book.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the weird jazz groups.
Right back. Spyro Gyra, Wynton Marsalis, Miles Davis, B.B. King. Wow.
That's all over the place.
That's all over the place.
That sounds like a...
That's a lot.
A Newport Jazz Festival.
That's a lot.
A Newport Jazz Festival circa 1968, where you would have, like, all these jazz groups, Dave Brubeck and Jeff McTell. That kind of thing. It's like, whoa, what's going on here? You know?
Oh.
Trying to get the loud out of that.
God.
If you could name the group that I saw with Jimmy Page, then that will date you as well as me.
Paul, get the lead out.
I'm trying. I'm really trying. Hey, recently in the game day, we actually played Led Zeppelin 2 from an open reel tape because I happen to own it. And you know what? It sounded great. That tape is 52 years old. 53 years old. Wow.
Oh, Arbor says, I've seen them all in concert except
for mom saying this.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, all
That's
right.
awesome. I bet you're sorry you missed Miles.
Yeah,
I'm sorry I missed Miles.
I don't have.
Yeah. Yeah, what no Mahavishnu? Oh, yeah, seriously.
Oh, no. All right. It's been 2 hours.
New weather report? What?
Oh, all right. Yeah. I guess it's been time. Let's make it. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Okay.
More comments.
More comments. All right. I'll keep going.
By the way, I have actually by now seen Jethro Tull in concert. And that was, 1988, I think?
You have?
And, you know, they were really good. They were really good. They played strong, and they also, went into, their hits, and then it was, metal Tull. They, really heavy. You know, people kind of forget that they had that edge at the time.
Do they... I'm not that familiar with Jethro Tull, to be completely honest with you. Do they go kind of out there and, jam?
Not particularly. They're more of their influences are very, very heavy folk, English folk, that kind of stuff, like Sharp Organ mentioned, but also blues and jazz.
I just remember
first album particularly is very jazzy
waking
stuff going on.
up one time and hearing this spacey music. I'm like, what is going on? And someone said, oh, it's Jethro Tull. And I was like,
okay.
Oh, okay. But that doesn't sound right, though.
I could be surprised. And maybe somebody was wrong.
In hindsight. Yeah, well, I'm saying they might have been wrong. They might have been wrong.
Who knows?
What is this? Just like you wake up in the middle of the night and this music is playing. You're like, what is that?
They do play some long associated pieces, thick as a brick, all that kind of thing.
Oh, John says their songs are long. Okay, all right.
Gonna vote here for Les McKinnon and Eddie Harris. Oh, love Eddie Harris. Just brilliant.
All right. Hi, Gil. Good to see you. Oh my gosh. So and Dean, hello.
People still tuning in.
New Yardbirds. Oh my gosh.
No,
all right.
No way am I old enough to have seen them.
Oh no.
They only ever toured in Sweden, so definitely not.
Oh my gosh.
No, that would have been the Firm. And did see them on tour, their first big hit.
Oh, goodness.
I don't believe the venue was particularly sold out either. But, a lot of people were just there to see Jimmy Page, as was I. But you know what? They were good. They put on a good show.
No, wait, when did you see Jimmy Page?
1985, maybe? Yeah, that has to have been then.
Where?
Worcester.
Worcester?
Worcester. Not the sort of town you go to see a concert. But I did. And, it was fine. Worcester was not particularly hard to get to at the time. It's not hard to get to now. So.
Is it time?
It's about that time.
All right.
Well, folks.
All right.
As usual, we've degenerated into music because it always comes around.
It always comes back to me.
And goes around. We've been talking about Rockies. I recommend Rockies. It's a fun product. There's a lot going on here.
Yes.
It is extraordinarily mixable. This is not a paid promotion. We bought this bottle. So I don't have to put any disclaimer out there up on the YouTubes, blah, blah, blah.
Save a step.
This is, if you're familiar with this with a different label, apparently this just changed. So if you're like, I know Rockies, what? That's not. No, this is the same product. It is a takeoff on a milk punch.
Worcester.
And it's good stuff. And I've had a few rounds of this, and I'm feeling really good because it's fairly light stuff. So this is the old session drink. If you're out on the patio there, just grilling something on the rotisserie, waiting for things to happen, want a few glasses of stuff, good idea.
Sounds good to me.
Definitely recommendable. Wow.
Weekend cannot come soon enough. All right. Good night, everyone.
And John, you're absolutely
we
right.
Love you all.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you for joining
If you can name
us.
their second signal, then throw that into a PM to me.
We love chatting with you.
Of course.
On a Wednesday evening. So
That's a great way for us to spend a Wednesday evening.
Yes.
We hope it's a great way for you to spend a Wednesday evening. But if you show up repeatedly, then I guess it is. We're glad to entertain
Yes.
and throw some fun at you. All these great things. Any questions, just send us a PM. We'll go from there.
Yes.
As always, don't worry. If you miss stuff,